I read an article in the New York Times about Surf Simply, and it had a 2-year waiting list at the time, so I signed up.
I think I just Googled best surf camps in Costa Rica, and I knew I wanted to get to the next level, and Surf Simply, kept popping up as, one of those schools, camps that really focus on developing you.
One of the benefits of being a Surf Simply is that because of the amazing coaching, you get you compress your progression in a shorter amount of time.
I saw the article and I was like, that looks amazing. I mean, every level it's different. It's like next level in every way.
The first time I surfed was in Australia. I had no idea how to surf. I never caught a wave, but that was the first month of my surfing life.
I started here, summer of 2016, and more or less changed my life.
I was trying to paddleboard and I hated it. So I stayed on the beach and somebody just came and asked me what I'm doing there and if I want to have a lesson, and I started.
And for me, I grew up in California, and after returning back after many years living on the East Coast, one of my friends decided that he wanted to learn to surf, and he thought that I could teach him because I was a California kid, but I didn't know how, and so we went out and did a surf. And I think he never went surfing again, but I got the bug and just started going more and more.
In a trip in Tamarindo, Costa Rica.
Not too far from here?
I think we just happened to take our first wave, probably not on the same day, but on the same trip, and we both caught the bug. And it's just the beginning of a love story with surfing.
I joined two friends, and we went down a little further south to Santa Teresa, and we went to a surf camp and fell in love with the sport.
Well, congratulations. I started surfing when I was a kid originally. I started.
Never a child.
I was never a child. Well, actually, still am a child.
12 years ago, my wife went on an all-girls surf trip because she had seen the movie Blue Crush, and she came back and said, we're surfers now.
At that point, I was coming to Nassara and I've learned about Surf Simply. I was like, all right, I really want to get better. And so I started coming to Surf Simply, and I've been coming for many years. When do you start? I don't know, like the first time you got on a board, or the first time you really started surfing?
The first time you envision yourself as a surfer?
Oh God, I was probably here.
Started the week with waist to chest high waves, perfect for the guests to start working against carving turns on the open wave face. By Thursday, we got a little bit of more swell coming from the north and a combo swell from the southwest, making the waves a little bit bigger, steeper takeoffs, prioritizing more the takeoffs than pop-ups, thinking a little bit about the shoulder of the wave, how it was racing down the line. And by today, Friday, waves dropped down on size, and now start to merge all the technical aspects that we talked through the week and tried to put them into place this Friday morning.
Photography is so good, so you can see what you're doing, and they pull it apart, and they're like, well, now you need to work on this. So whether it's like looking over your shoulder more, compressing more, whatever the next thing is.
They get down to like, where are your eyes looking, and oh, that your foot moved 6 inches.
Okay, so that's our toe side turn. Now we're gonna get into the harder one, which is heel side. We've front foot's off a little to the left. Not really gonna hurt you going through the carving turn because you got all your weight on your back foot at the moment. Okay, so if the toes are at the middle of the board right now, you know, if you were trying to trim to the right, yeah, that front foot being off a little bit is going to hurt you because you can't put the pressure on the inside rail.
We had Derek.
Yeah. His best advice?
Yeah.
Compress.
The next step on the list is open the chest, the eyes, and the arms to the target, which is whitewater, and compress.
To impress. Compress to impress. He's got all these great little terms. Compress to impress.
The eyes don't lie, Chico.
In a world full of Dereks, surf like Jesse.
Yeah. Jessie is an amazing human being. She's super kind, thoughtful, and an amazing coach.
This one had a little bit more of a right on it than a left, but you kind of high line it to the left and then turn back to the right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is like a fade, angled, and straight all around.
I think one of the struggles I have is trying to get up quickly versus taking my time setting the rail better.
Like it's a steep wave, there's wind in your face, you know, like go, 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 get up quick.
Right.
And it's so counterintuitive, but it's the opposite of that.
Right.
Like angle your takeoff, use your rail, stay down, don't pop up, and that will give you more success in more long rides than anything.
Teal was our coach. I mean, I have only great things to say about Teal. First, I just love her as a human being. I think she's just a great person. Her coaching was above and beyond, both in terms of technique, in terms of knowledge.
Yeah, so your carb left or your carb right? Excellent. So we're going to be utilizing trim to generate speed on the wave, and then those carb buttons to link the two turns together. Through this first turn, you're also going to try to have slight rail engagement as you're going through your turn. So again, we're still combining two elements of this.
When I was matched with Will, a lot of the students who'd been to Surf Simply before said, oh, Will's a very technical coach. And I didn't know what that meant because I've never been to Surf Simply and I don't know what it means. What I realized they meant was he has a way of looking at how you surf and breaking down all of the different, aspects of a wave.
Depending on how far from the section we start, it's going to determine how much acceleration we do, okay? And that's why, we were saying yesterday, we want to be looking around, we want to be looking down the line, reading and measuring where our information is, because that's going to influence then how much time we spend in. And eventually what will happen is your cutbacks will be performed almost like an S shape, where our carb turns are kind of linked, because we're able to perform them so close to the whitewater.
He's soft-spoken, but there's an intensity and passion he has for surfing. And he's a brilliant person.
They have a method, which I think is really different than most places.
The way Surf Simply teaches, you feel like getting better is achievable.
It's so specific about what you should do next, and there's options, but it's clear.
Weight forward, hip all the way forward, and now what about the hands? There we go, perfect. Now, big section coming right at you on white water, so I want you to go straight leg back and try to really compress that split. Right, now open, left arm, open towards to me, and now we're applying that pressure on that heel side, and then we distribute that weight forward and over. Beautiful.
The experience of meeting new people in a small environment and developing a community with them over the course of a week is probably the most transferable skill that I get here.
I agree. Yeah.
And it's a wonderful process.
Really is the community. Both, you mentioned just the instructors know who everyone is, or everyone are. But at the same time, the camaraderie among the surfers, not everyone has come at the same time, but we all know people in common, and we all have, and I think that bonds us in some ways.
Yeah, for repeat offenders.
And that really, this week, the camaraderie of the group really made the week more unique than past sessions.
The Surf Simply staff and family are just like really,
They're like a family.
yeah, they really friends and they're like so happy to see you and care about you.
You know, you're really focusing on improving your surfing. The sun is beating on you. The waves can be big and you're paddling out through a lot of white water. And when you come back your body needs to recharge to get ready for the next session a couple hours later, there's you know, just amazing food. There's coconuts that Lee told me how to properly open a coconut and drink from it. So it's quite a special setup here.
Diego made a drink the other night. I wish I could remember what it was, but it was unbelievable. And I wish I could have one every day of my life, but probably a good thing that I won't be able to.
And you know, he's just a really fun person to have around and very thoughtful, and he's very knowledgeable about a lot of things, not just about the drinks, but just about Costa Rican culture. And you know, we are so focused on surfing, sometimes I think we kind of don't get that exposure to the local community. So he provides some of that gateway to some of the local culture, which I think is really helpful.
You know, many of the instructors have been here years and years and years, and you can tell they really enjoy each other's company and really believe in what they're doing together, and that comes out. And I think that to me said, okay, this is a special place and I'm building something together. So it was great.